Number 3, sophomore, Dylan Edwards. Dylan Edwards is from Derby, Kansas, the largest suburb in Wichita, with a population of 25,625. He attended Derby High School and played 4 years of varsity football for Coach Brandon Clark. A consensus 4-star prospect by the recruiting services, he helped the Derby Panthers to a 42-7 record in 4 years, including Kansas 6A state championships as a freshman and sophomore, and a state runner-up finish as a junior. Derby was 9-3 his senior season, 11-1 his junior season, 9-2 his sophomore season, and 13-0 his freshman season. Dylan was the Gatorade Kansas Player of the Year as a junior.
Dylan Edwards was picked as the Gatorade Kansas Football Player of the Year, a prestigious honor. Cake Sully Angles shows us how Edwards' highlight reel plays are made possible.
It's not hard to understand why Dylan was one of 50 players in the nation to take home this honor. He ran for over 2,600 yards and 38 TDs on the ground.
I just used my speed and try to get to the end zone as fast as possible.
He has gifts players dream of.
His field vision is crazy, you know. You don't even see the holes, and then he's hit it and he's gone.
How he can go from one side of the field to another in just a couple seconds, and it's just really amazing watching him do what he does all the time.
And on top of all that, he's a role model off the field.
It's also really amazing that he gets to spend time with all those kids that are really big fans of him, and being able to go to after every game to go see him, and just what he does for those kids is amazing.
But every long run he broke off, where he seemed to glide through the line of scrimmage, it took a team to make that happen.
And, you know, the guys in front of me did a great job, so, I mean, they made it easy for me this year.
Meet a couple of the Hoggies. These three, plus Chris Thompson, Wyatt Jackson, and Mitchell Johnson, make up the offensive line for Derby. They've played together since grade school.
It really makes everything easy when I've got faith and I know what they're going to do, so it makes me not have any doubt in what I'm going to do. And if I do mess up, I know they're to catch my back.
For every Sports Center-worthy Dylan run, they paved the way. And their ability to work as one starts off the field.
So having a friendship, you know, beyond football, we can go over to each other's house, we can go and give each other a hard time and everything like that. You know, it's really a family.
When Dylan wins, they do too, in more ways than one.
When you see coaches talk to him, he always refers them to all of his other guys as well.
Edwards' name is permanently etched in the record books now, but he's happy to share that success.
It's a great feeling to know that I had them this year. They did an amazing job, and I'm so happy that they get looked at from a lot of colleges, and knowing that they have that exposure just makes me feel great at the end of the day.
From Derby, Sully Angles, Cake Sports.
In his career, he rushed 622 times for 6,426 yards, averaging 10.3 yards per rush and 178.5 yards per game, with 95 touchdowns and 32 100-yard rushing games out of 36 total games played. He added 40 receptions for 556 yards and 7 touchdowns, 15 kickoff returns for 521 yards and 3 touchdowns, and 16 punt returns for 441 yards and 3 touchdowns. In all, he had 7,944 all-purpose yards and 108 touchdowns. His senior season, when Derby was 9-3, Dylan rushed 203 times for 1,900 yards and 11 touchdowns, catching 15 passes for 227 yards and 3 touchdowns, returning 5 kickoffs for 145 yards and 1 touchdown, and 4 punts for 134 yards and 1 touchdown, racking up 2,127 all-purpose yards and 37 touchdowns. He had 11 100-yard rushing games and a pair of 200-yard games. He also played baseball at Derby. Dylan won the Under Armour All-America Game Fastest Man competition with a 40-yard dash time of 4.41 seconds, taking the top spot to beat out Washington, D.C. Archbishop Carroll 5-star athlete Nicholas Harbor, who's currently at South Carolina. At Colorado in 2023, during Dylan Edwards' true freshman season, he played in all 12 games, starting in 6. He started the first 4 games of the season. Edwards registered 76 carries for 321 yards and 1 touchdown on the ground, while adding 36 receptions for 299 receiving yards and 4 touchdowns. He set the school record for most receiving yards and touchdowns by a running back with 135 yards and 3 touchdowns. He tied the school record for receiving touchdowns in a game with 3, the first time done since 2018. Edwards had CU's first touchdown of the season, making him the first true freshman to have the first points of the season since 2002. Edwards is the first player in 7 seasons to score 4 touchdowns from scrimmage in his FBS debut, and just the 4th true freshman to do so in the past 27 seasons. Edwards is the first true freshman to score 4 touchdowns nationally in any game since Devin Neal scored 4 for Kansas against Texas on November 13, 2021. No true freshman scored 4 touchdowns in a game in 2022. Edwards was named the Pac-12 Freshman of the Week after Week 1 against TCU. Dylan Edwards was the first true freshman in Colorado history with 250-plus rushing and receiving yards in the same season, only the 9th time total, first since Philip Lindsay in 2017. Most receiving touchdowns in a true freshman season with 4, since Paul Richardson had 6 in 2010. He's tied for most receiving touchdowns by a running back in a season with 4, since Ricard Johnson in 1982. In addition to playing football at Colorado, he was also added to CU's track and field roster in January 2024 as a sprinter. Number 44, Junior, Charlie Offerdahl. Charlie Offerdahl was born on June 8, 2002, in Littleton, Colorado, son to Dr. John and Christy Offerdahl. He has 2 siblings, an older sister Jordan and younger brother Jack. His father played defensive back at the University of Washington and had training camp stints with the Seahawks, Cowboys, and Raiders. His hobbies include hanging out with friends, playing other sports, particularly on the water, and lifting weights. He was a member of the Mod Squad Leadership Council and was a tutor for elementary school students, and also served as a Down syndrome walk leader. He attended Dakota Ridge High School, the class of 2021, and played varsity football for 3 seasons and helped the team to a 23-8 record in his career there, including a 17-4 record his junior and senior seasons. Dakota Ridge won the Jeffco League Championship his sophomore and senior seasons and made it to the state semifinals his junior and senior seasons. Playing defensive back and tailback, he finished his career with 208 carries for 1,462 yards and 27 touchdowns, while catching 16 passes for 122 yards and another score, and completing his only pass attempt for 14 yards on offense. He also returned 30 kickoffs for 978 yards and a touchdown, 2 punt returns for 49 yards, and 10 interception returns for 148 yards, giving him 2,740 all-purpose yards and 1,584 yards from scrimmage in his career. He scored 29 total touchdowns and 2 two-point conversions for 178 total points. Also the team's punter, he had 51 punts for 1,908 yards, an average of 37.4 with a long of 71, while pinning 18 inside the 20. Defensively, he had 205 total tackles, including 7 for a loss, adding 10 interceptions, 30 pass breakups, 1 forced fumble, and 1 fumble recovery. As a senior, Dakota Ridge was 7-1, having an undefeated season until the state semifinals in the COVID-19 shortened season. He was named first-team All-State as a running back and defensive back, was the Jeffco League MVP, first-team All-Jeffco League on offense and defense, and a team captain. He had 54 rushes for 523 yards, averaging 9.7 per rush with 12 touchdowns, and he caught another 7 balls for 47 yards and a score. He added 4 kick returns for 202 yards with 1 touchdown, 2 punt returns for 49 yards, and had 5 interceptions for 81 yards for 902 all-purpose yards. Defensively, he had 41 tackles, 5 interceptions, 4 pass breakups, and 1 fumble recovery. He also punted 8 times with an average of 39.9 yards, along of 47 yards, and 2 inside the 20. On top of his 14 touchdowns, 12 rushing, 1 receiving, and 1 kick return, he had 2 two-point conversions for 88 total points. He also played lacrosse and track and field at Dakota Ridge and earned all-conference honors in lacrosse and participated in the 60-meter dash in track and field. At Colorado, during the 2021 season, he redshirted and did not see game action. He dressed for 11 games and was named the team's Special Teams Scout Player of the Year. During the 2022 season, his redshirt freshman season, he had 150 rushing yards, the most in school history by a walk-on. He played in 12 games with 37 carries and 150 rushing yards, as well as 2 receptions for 47 yards. His 55 rushing yards against Minnesota are the 3rd most ever by a walk-on in a single game. He had his first career carry against TCU for 6 yards. His 36-yard reception against Arizona was the longest by a walk-on since junior tight end Scott Fernandez had a 71-yard reception at Arizona in 2012. He made his first career start against UCLA, where he had a career-high 14 carries. During the 2023 season, he played in 8 games, primarily on special teams. He had 2 rushes for 11 yards against Nebraska. He recorded 1 tackle against UCLA. Academically, at Colorado, he was honored in April of 2024 for maintaining a 4.0 grade point average. Number 48, sophomore, Christian Sarum. Christian Sarum is from Carlsbad, California. He carried above a 4.0 GPA in high school and was part of the California Scholarship Federation since his freshman year and National Honor Society since his sophomore year. He attended Carlsbad High School, the class of 2022, and played varsity football under coach Thad McNeil. He played on both sides of the ball as a running back and linebacker, earning 3 letters. He helped Carlsbad to a 26-3 overall record and 16-0 record on the Avocado League, with 3 championships in 2019, 2020, and 2021. A two-way starter his junior and senior seasons. As a senior, he recorded 59 tackles, 24 loss, and 10 sacks, 6 pass breakups on defense, and had 49 carries for 441 yards on offense. He scored 3 offensive touchdowns and 1 on defense. At Colorado, in 2022, his true freshman season, he redshirted and did not see game action. In 2023, as a redshirt freshman, he did not see game action. He was recognized in February of 2024 as a Football Student of the Week. Number 29, true freshman, Micah Welch. Micah Welch was born on September 28th in Macon, Georgia. Micah's hometown is listed as Milledgeville, Georgia. Milledgeville is a small city with an approximate population of just over 17,000 people. Home to Georgia College, Milledgeville is located 30 miles northeast of Macon and bordered on the east by the Oconee River. Son of Regina Smith, he has a sister, Sonia Penniman. Micah attended Baldwin High School in Milledgeville, Georgia, the class of 2024, where he played for Coach Jesse Hicks. While at Baldwin High School, Micah was a 2-time first-team All-State and Offensive Player of the Year, 4-time first-team All-Region. In his career, he totaled 3,759 rushing yards with 47 touchdowns, 254 receiving yards, 210 return yards for 4,223 all-purpose yards on offense, and defensively had 30 tackles. During his senior season, he had 113 carries for 895 yards and 8 touchdowns with 4 100-yard games. In his junior season, he had 226 carries for 1,373 yards and 16 touchdowns, while racking up 250 return yards on special teams and 20 tackles defensively, 140 rushes for 988 yards and 19 touchdowns as a sophomore. He also had 16 tackles on the defensive side of the ball, 82 rushes for 503 yards and 4 touchdowns as a freshman. Micah Welch was recognized in April of 2024 for being a Football Student of the Week.
Welcome.
Yes, sir.
Micah Welch, question.
Well, Micah, how do you feel like your first spring ball is going? And how nice has it been to get on campus early and get acclimated to the system as early as you can?
It's been great. It's been a great feeling to come in early, to get a good start, go and get a feel for everything, get the playbook down, and just ready to ball out this year. Yes,
What was it like watching this team last year?
It was great watching this team. I came in and wanted to help change the program and wanted to give them something, like give them a running back that can do all things out the backfield. So.
Had Colorado ever been on your radar before this? Before last year?
No, sir. When Coach Prime came in, that's when they came on the radar. Yes, sir.
And what was it about Coach Prime that made you feel like this is the place for you?
He came in and wanted to change something and do something special, and I wanted to be a part of that. Yes, sir.
I know it's still pretty new to you, but what's the biggest adjustment been to kind of playing against college guys for the first time?
The biggest thing has been being patient. So I had to come in and adjust and being patient. I used to just going to get the ball and just going to run, but now I have to be patient, let the block set up, and go and get through there and run the ball.
Mike, seeing Dylan come in last season and have an impact right away as a true freshman as early as week one, how much confidence does that give you that you can kind of have a similar impact right away? You do the right things.
It made me feel great that I can come in and do the same thing Dylan did and work together as a team. All the running backs, we have great running backs, and I know I can come in and contribute to the team. So.
Micah, you and Shiloh have already kind of gone back and forth a bit at practice. What's just that been like going back and forth with him?
Nah, it's been great. He getting me better, I'm getting him better. So that's been
Mike, we've seen some powerful runs out of you in practice so far. Has that always been a part of your style, or is that something you're maybe ramping up a little more being at this level?
That's always been a part of my style. But as the practice going on, I'm trying to show I can do all things, get shifty, run you over, catch out the backfield. I can do all of it. So.
Do you feel like that's more important at this level than it was even in high school?
Yeah, you have to be physical at this level.
What's been your relationship like with Dylan Edwards?
The relationship with Dylan Edwards has been great. Like, that's my bro. He helped me with a lot. He's a great teammate, and we're gonna take over the backfield this year.
Number 36, senior, Savion Wilkerson. Savion Wilkerson was born on October 24, 2001 in Chicago, Illinois. He attended Our Lady of Good Counsel High School in Olney, Maryland, the class of 2020, and played varsity football for head coach Andrew Stefanelli.
After a big win against Gonzaga, what do you feel like right now after that victory?
I feel great about it. We came out and we did exactly what we told each other that we were going to do all week. Now we just focus on next week. We're not satisfied yet.
What does it feel like to put up 44 points and scoring 4 touchdowns? That's crazy.
It feels amazing. I mean, we told you we were literally going to do that. We told them we were going to dominate and blow them out, and that's what we did.
And I mean, next week, are you coming up? You got the WCAC championship. What do you feel like?
We feel great about it. We're still focused. We're still locked in. We're trying to get the job done and get this ring.
He helped lead them to the WCAC championship in his senior year behind 1,100 rushing yards and 16 touchdowns. He was named to the All-Washington Catholic Athletic Conference first team selection and team MVP as a senior in 2019. He ran for 980 yards and 10 touchdowns, including a school single-game record, 262 yards, as a junior in 2018, and was named to the All-WCAC during his junior season. He had 7 rushing touchdowns and was named to the All-WCAC as a sophomore. At Delaware State, in the spring of 2021 season, he rushed for 274 yards and 2 touchdowns on 52 carries and caught 2 passes for 14 yards, playing in 4 games during an abbreviated season. In the fall of 2021, He led the conference in carries with 220 and second in league with 848 yards with 8 touchdowns and caught 4 passes for 24 yards and earning first-team All-MEAC honors. He posted 5 games of 90-plus rushing yards, including 2 100-yard rushing games, and had career highs in carries with 40 and rushing yards with 169 with 1 touchdown and 1 reception for 11 yards versus Wagner. At Jackson State, during the 2022 season, he played in 13 games and had 227 carries for 1,152 rushing yards and 9 touchdowns, adding 21 receptions for 160 receiving yards and 1 touchdown. His top game came against Texas Southern with 26 carries for 214 rushing yards and 2 touchdowns. At Colorado, during the 2023 season, he played in 11 games, starting in 2 of them. He started in games against Arizona and Utah. He recorded 191 total rushing yards on 53 attempts, both third most on the team that season. He averaged 3.6 yards a carry. He tallied 3 rushing touchdowns, second most on the team behind Shedeur Sanders with 4. He had 5 catches for 50 yards with a long of 18 yards.
With the 8th pick in the 2017 NFL Draft, the Carolina Panthers have selected Christian McCaffrey, running back.
It's okay, running back, wide receiver, whatever you want to call him.
How's everybody doing?
This dude's a beast, the best running back that we've seen in a while. McCaffrey to the end zone. McCaffrey, catch that diving catch. Oh my goodness. Wow. Makes a move and gets in the end zone. McCaffrey leaps, end zone. Oh, touchdown. Up and in.
Makes a tackle, breaks another tackle. McCaffrey will not go down.
McCaffrey on the receiving end for the touchdown. McCaffrey touchdown. 76 yards. The pitch to McCaffrey. McCaffrey to the end zone for the touchdown. Going deep, McCaffrey, and he makes an unbelievable catch.
Stepping up and throwing for McCaffrey. He's got a touchdown.
McCaffrey right up the middle. He is gone for the touchdown.
Talk at the combine. Here's the hot seat. We say ODB because it means it's our damn ball. All right, you're going to be carrying this ball in some tight spaces. Coach me on how you carry the football.
Eagle claw.
Yep.
Bicep.
Yep.
Bring up to your chin and across the plate.
Okay. Is there anything else you can do? All right. Oh, what did you do with that hand?
Put it across the wrist.
You're the first guy that came in here, and I'm proud of you, right? That clasp right there is important. Is because when you do look at chain, we don't want a $200,000 chain with a middle of the mall clasp. We don't want a $25 clasp because somebody will snatch it, right? Yes, so now that is what that is. Great job. I love that, okay? You just made my day.
He loves football. That's what he is. He's a football player, and he just puts his head down and goes to work, whether it's in the weight room, on the field, or in the classroom.
You see how far that left foot is outside of your frame?
Yes, sir.
Where do we want that foot?
Shoulder width.
That's what we want, right? We're going to prevent injuries, and we're also going to be more efficient on the next move. Let's watch that next move. You're just better than this guy. I love you. You're a great player. Can't lie to you.
He understands blitz protections, routes, run concepts. I mean, the kid, he gives you everything you want in a running back.
All right, so now I'm coming down the hole. Quarterback's inside. All right, we're gonna have contact. Point of conflict is right here as I'm coming to you. What'd you do with that foot? Why'd you do that? Footwork. What is that called?
To the inside foot.
Correct. Post. That's your post foot. Yeah. Okay. Now, as we come down, what's next?
Get low.
Okay. Where's your hairline at? Where's your hairline? Where you gonna place your hairline?
Both right here.
Mm-hmm. All right. Now, as we hit each other, are you gonna be face in or face out?
Face in.
And then when I get ready to counter, what are you going to do with your face?
Bring it out.
Okay, all right. I was really, really impressed with his overall football IQ, his understanding of protection, and in my opinion is the best space player in this draft.
We like Gibbs a lot, and so we got value for the trade back, but also still acquire him at 12. It was pretty exciting.
As we're looking at Gibbs here, talked about Kamara as kind of a comp for what he does in the pass game. He is a slashing runner, big time burst. They use him on jet sweeps. They'll get him out in routes as well. Really good in the screen game.
10 total touchdowns.
Clean start. That's a fast time.
4-4 flat.
Yeah, he's one of those guys, you can feel his speed. When you're watching it, you can just feel it. And you're playing in that conference, you see speed everywhere, and he looks fast among fast guys.
Here Gibbs.
Good start, clean run.
He betters his time too. Okay. Fast run.
That one. How about the comp here? The numbers spit out with Jamal Charles. Look at how similar that is. That's good company to keep.
It is. It is. Jamal's got him on the height, but Gibbs has him on the vert.
And both home run hitters.
We thought about Jahmyr Gibbs. We knew he was fast. We knew he was shifty. We knew he could run it. We knew he could catch it. And now he just confirmed everything. Would you say 4.36 in the 40?
Yep.
But this is what he did all year long. Running routes, easy hands, catches the football. Look at him shift. And in the open field, if that were a real game, making people miss. Look at him.
Felt really, really confident. We had done a lot of work already, and I did feel like it was a little bit more clarity, a little bit more smoke started to clear in terms of what might happen. We had some guys that we really, really liked that we felt we would love to come away with.
Going into it, it was really no different than any other year. It was about, how do we upgrade this roster? How do we create more competition? That was really the mindset, certainly excited. I know Brad had some ammo, and he's got a pretty good track record of striking on that.
Welcome to the 2023 National Football League Draft in Kansas City.
Expect a little bit of chaos, right? Maybe we're going to have a lot of draft trades and things of that nature. And a lot of teams have people ranked differently in different positions on their board. You may actually get a chance at your number one guy that you didn't expect to get based on how these guys come off the board.
This was a different draft. It was definitely less predictable. You just kind of had the strategy of, within the constraints of the hard work and the conviction that we already put into it, let's go in there, let's get who we want and get the hell out of there. Yeah.
What? I hope no one takes him like a trailer. Yeah. I hope so. Yeah. Oh my God. I know.
The whole time, I had a pretty good sense that he was not going to last till 18. And really, I just thought that the player was too talented to last to 18. So even when we made the trade back to 12, I'm still kind of like, is someone going to jump us? You just don't know. So yeah, you're still sweating bullets a little bit. Back-to-back offensive line.
You're right.
It's pretty exciting, really, because I think that's part of the element that makes it so fun is you're hoping he's still going to be there, and Skoronski goes off the board, and there he is, man.
With the 11th pick, the Tennessee Titans select Peter Skoronski.
When you got to 12, he wasn't the 12th ranked guy. He wasn't 11. He wasn't 10. He wasn't 9. He wasn't 8. Just to be able to get that player, it's just the best feeling that you could ever have.
Yes. Yes.
I think it's 2 years in a row now that I've had one of those outbursts. I actually told myself I was going to be better, but that's why we get the players who we love, because it's pure, authentic.
It was awesome. You know, obviously I came up behind him because I was pretty fired up and I knew he was. You know, he gave me a glancing blow. You know, there's been a lot of debate of where that actually landed. All right, it was not low. All right, I think it was more ribbish, thigh to ribbish area, but we were good. I was too excited to worry about it.
Me and Dan, we were aligned with our conviction of Jahmyr, and I didn't even know who grabbed me. I didn't know anything. I just know that I kind of just bursted out of emotion, was just kind of just thrilled with who we landed, and that's how you know it's purely genuine and authentic.
With the 12th pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the Detroit Lions select Jahmyr Gibbs, running back, Alabama.
And it was a major need, as you guys have all discussed.
Yes. I will still note, Will Levis is still on the board.
And I mean, you look, even if that was a consideration for the Tennessee Titans, and knowing Mike Vrabel, he's going to go with the safe pick in that situation because we don't know what Tannehill is doing.
We have a shocker of a pick.
Wow.
Detroit Lions just selected Jahmyr Gibbs out of Alabama. And guys, I'm stunned just because this isn't something, I didn't see many mocks that had Jahmyr Gibbs, running back out of Alabama, going this high.
All right, so
what do you got?
Okay. All right, so first of all, a little bit of the expository here, right? For those of you who don't know Jahmyr Gibbs, you're seeing Georgia Tech highlights because he was at Georgia Tech for multiple years before he finished off this past year at Alabama. It was a huge transfer for Nick Saban and the Crimson Tide to land. He was at Georgia Tech, though, and absolutely balled out. They don't exactly play the same level of offense that Alabama often does, but this is a satellite player. I hate to make comparisons to guys that are at their ceiling, but if you're doing the ceiling comparison for Jahmyr Gibbs, it's Alvin Kamara. Best receiving back in this year's draft, unbelievable in space. Has enough power, like not going to bowl you over like Derrick Henry will, but this guy is super fun. You're seeing him right now as a route runner. If you put 81 as opposed to 1 on his jersey, you could be convinced that it's a young Andrew Hawkins right here. Now, the Lions have now invested David Montgomery, 3 years, $18 million. DeAndre Swift sure feels like the kind of player whose time is coming to an end in Detroit.
Two phenomenal running backs, but Jahmyr Gibbs can do it on returns, whether it's kick returns, punt returns, can be a pass catcher, can run the football, dynamic playmaker, runs routes like I won't say a poor man wide receiver, but he can run some routes.
He
can
runs
get
routes
right.
like a slot. I would definitely say that. I mean, the way he changes direction, his footwork, I mean, what he's able to do in the pass game, you talked about it. He's one of those players that I think actually fits better on the pro level because he's such a matchup nightmare. And when you get him in that, you see the choice route they put on there, like a linebacker's not going to be able to defend that kind of change in direction. He led the team in rushing, and he catches and run routes like a slot receiver.
Jerk route king. Jerk route king, okay? Because he's going to make you look like a jerk when you put him one-on-one with a linebacker. Problem solver. Alabama, in case you didn't know, had a ton of issues on offense in terms of finding production. Every time they needed it, who did they go to? They went to Jahmyr Gibbs.
Gibbs at 12 is easy murder mook. He's one of the top battle rappers. He ends his verses easy. Like, Gibbs at 12 is easy.
Yeah, that's awesome. So awesome. So great.
Lions at 12. Is this pick real?
Lions making a real splash, belly flop.
Boy, last night it was confusing to say the least.
I don't know what the hell they were doing in the first round. Like, what on earth are you doing?
The Lions reached, so that's bad, at positions of low value. That's bad.
I don't like this pick in terms of value.
We do not take running backs in the first round.
Basically the least valuable spots.
Yeah, that was way too high for me.
You overpaid.
It tells me that Brad Holmes got burned.
Should I just bash mock drafts?
How has the NFL changed since then, and our running backs still
that high of a draft pick?
I just kind of look at it as they're all football players. If they can help you, they can help you. And there's some positions that you got to have speed, explosiveness. So that's not overlooked. If you think that player is that good, then if he's out there producing for you, then I don't think anybody's going to really bat an eye about it.
Larry Sanders to meet you.
Oh, that's comedy.
Wow. We're special guests that wanted to welcome
What's up?
you.
How you doing, man? Good. Congratulations, man. Thank you.
What's up, man?
How you doing?
How you doing?
Nice to meet you.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, nice to meet you. Yeah.
How you doing, Jack? Barry, man. So I was drafted back in like the 1900s. I'm sure you heard of it. And this was before like cell phones, so we had to tell everyone, don't call the house because we,
Keep your line clear.
line clear. Yeah, but I would say from a young age, I was always just infatuated with running backs. And I don't know if you guys grew up playing like in the neighborhood, but I feel like we did a lot of that growing up, There was always a good football game going on.
Yeah, I played outside every day.
Oh,
you did? Every day.
Yeah.
They would ask me where I get my hands from, like catching and stuff. I always tell them the backyard. And I always wanted
Yeah.
I always wanted to get the ball, so.
Allen Park. Yeah, you're gonna become very familiar with this place.
He led the Roll Tide in rushing yards and receptions last season. It's Jahmyr Gibbs, the newest Detroit Lion. Do you like scoring touchdowns, rushing the ball, or catching them better?
Yeah, I like scoring whatever way I can get the ball, so it doesn't matter to me, yeah.
All right. When you came to Detroit, the GOAT, Barry Sanders, picked you up. Calvin Johnson was there as well. What was it like meeting Barry Sanders, one of the best running backs ever to do it?
Yeah, he is my favorite running back I've ever seen. He's the best one I've ever seen. So it was crazy meeting him and talking to him throughout that little little time that we had. He's sharing some knowledge to me about his time in Detroit. It was pretty cool.
You're excited to get to work with this Lions family. What is your first impressions of Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes when you got into this building?
Very energetic. They're you can tell they're a players coach, and they know how we operate, how we feel. So they just want the best for us.
Mm-hmm. Are you ready for the NFL?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Jahmyr, for joining us.
1st and 10. Gibbs again showing off. Goodbye. There he goes to the 10.
Leave the offense on the field on 4th down, and they convert. Ooh, Gibbs still going. Oh, and he's tackled from behind. He had visions of the end zone, but it was pulled down after a gain of 18 by DJ Wanham.
Now it's Gibbs trying to get to the edge, gets a block from the corner, makes a man miss. Gibbs inside the 5, touchdown Detroit!
Talk coming in. They need to defend this play. Josh Reynolds, he sets the edge on Bosa, and now they can pull. Laporta's out in front. Glasgow, the right guard, and
Dan Skipper comes in at left guard as they hand to Gibbs, and Gibbs breaks it. Touchdown, what a night for the rookie. Wow.
Much on defense. 2nd and 2. Gibbs, good move in the open field. Gibbs accelerates. Gibbs to the end zone. He's in for the touchdown.
I want you to watch the cut when he gets up on the all-pro safety, Antoine Winfield. One-on-one, watch this. No chance. Then just pure acceleration.
And the AP Office of Player of the Year presented by Microsoft Surface is Christian McCaffrey.
Man, this is such an honor. First and foremost, I want to thank God. I feel so blessed to be standing up here right now. I want to thank my family, my fiance. You guys know how much I love you. Your support means absolutely everything to me. All the sacrifices that you make for me, it's not easy, and it doesn't go unseen, and I'm not up here without you guys, so thank you. To Jed, to John, to Kyle, the whole 49ers organization, you guys took a gamble on me last year and traded for me, and I feel so fortunate to be a part of the best organization on the planet, so thank you guys so much for doing that and believing in me. To my position coach, Bobby Turner, it's such an honor to be in that room and learn from you. Everybody in that room loves you, and thank you for upholding the standard constantly. You're probably watching from your office, but appreciate you. All the behind-the-scenes body maintenance people, you guys know who you are. Just keeping me upright and doing all the work behind the scenes that a lot of people don't see. Thank you guys so much. And lastly, my teammates. Man, I can't even put into words how much I love you guys. This has been the most fun I've ever had playing football. I'm not up here without you. Football is the greatest game on the planet. It's the biggest team sport in the world, and we're so lucky to get to enjoy it. And the fact that I get to go to battle with you guys every week is one of my greatest honors because of the way you guys play football and inspire me every single day. I'm not up here without you. I love you guys. We got one more. Let's go finish it the right way. Appreciate it, guys.